So I think we had 80 people registering. Of course, not everybody's going to join. Some just register. What we're going to do, of course, is we're going to record this meeting, not the Q&A section afterwards, but the meeting, and we're going to send out the link with the video for everybody who could not join, and of course for everybody who joined to review it.
Perfect. What I think I'll do is I'll start with the Cape Town intro, wait for the last couple of guys to register, and then I'll hand over to Marco to do the introductions. Off to you, Marco. Marco, you're on mute.
Thanks. So welcome to our webinar. It would be nice, of course, if everybody muted themselves until the Q&A section while Tony will be talking. I'm really, really happy that so many registered. It's the first time that Immobai is doing it in cooperation with Tony, who will guide you today. Also participating in this core, I think he won't be talking much, is Bernd, who is, let's say, our wingman, connecting German real estate with South African real estate. And he's got people down there doing tours, he's got renovation teams, he's got German speaking lawyers, he's got a great network we can all participate and benefit from. Yeah, so he's also in here, and we're gonna keep it short, I think 20, 25 minutes or so, and afterwards we're gonna have a Q&A section. And like I said, we're gonna be recording it, of course not the Q&A section. So now I hand it over to Tony. Thanks a lot.
Guten Abend, guten Tag. Really an honor to present to you today something I'm so really passionate about, and that's firstly Cape Town, that's South Africa, and on top of that is property. So a really big thank you to Marco Kutzmann and to Bernard Wirth, who have really got a really good relationship, and we really as a teamwork really to showcase the best of Cape Town property and the lifestyle that goes around it. So just to give you a little bit of a background who I am am a owner of a real estate company in Cape Town called Realtor of Excellence. It's a family business. My dad, as Swiss, opened the company in Bloemfontein 45 years ago, and we have basically been in inception since 1976. We've got 100 agents that work for us in Cape Town. We've got 4 different divisions. We've got normal marketing of real estate, and we've grown our business through past clients, referral, and repeat visitors. And that's really how we've grown the business. We basically got property all over the Western Cape. We specialize in Cape Town. And then my hat is really, as the CEO of Realtor of Excellence, is also doing development strategies with the biggest developers in Cape Town. We only deal with the best developers, best teams, best attorneys, bonds, finance, tax structures. And we know that we've grown our business through past clients and referrals. And that for me is vitally important. And then we've also, over the last 3 years, been able to drive our team offshore, where we're doing things in Switzerland. We're marketing one of the biggest ski resorts, Andermatt Swiss Alps, where we're the ambassador for the whole of Africa, and then some really amazing stuff in Spain, Portugal, Montenegro. But our core, our focus is Cape Town, South Africa. So a huge warm welcome to you today. And really, I want to unpack a few things. Obviously, South Africa, beautiful, but to invest in property, what's happening in the property landscapes, what was happening before COVID, what's happening past COVID. South Africa has gone through a third wave, which now we're at the tail end. That things are getting better, vaccinations are increasing, but there's a lot of trends that's changing the property landscape, not just in Cape Town, South Africa, but all over the world, where people are making decisions about the way that they work and they live. So I'm going to unpack that. So today, why invest in Cape Town? I'm going to unpack the latest property trends, what's selling, what's not selling, where do you invest, where not to invest. Obviously, I don't have a crystal ball. I can only give you all the information so you can make the informed decisions. Top investment hotspots, where to invest in Cape Town, where the best yields, where the best growth, where is it not so risky. And in the property showcase, we've got a couple of examples what we can offer you. And then right at the end, we've got a lucky draw. And I'm going to leave that to Marco and Burns, how we hand over that lucky draw. And that is everyone who's registered, who's watching this event this afternoon. There will be a lucky draw for a weekend for two in the Radisson Blue in Andermatt Swiss Alps, which is going to blow your minds if you haven't been there. So I'm going to get straight into it. Firstly, Cape Town, South Africa's got a population of about 59 million people. Population in Cape Town is around 4.7 million and growing. One of the biggest elements which drives property, obviously in South Africa and all over the world, but is we've got a very strong population growth. Our population growth in Cape Town's grown by 30% in the last 15 years, and that is very, very crucial. And there's a lot of amazing and exciting things that's happening into the market. And firstly, with a lot of South Africa, there's obviously a lot of poverty and unemployment, but a lot of housing subsidies have been given to people where weren't able to buy a property before are coming into the market. And I'm going to unpack that. So population growth, we reaching 4.7 million people, and that puts a massive demand on properties in Cape Town. Not only is that a focus, but a lot of people are making decisions on where they live and work because of remote working, because of COVID. Whole things, the cities have changed all over the world. And I see that in Switzerland and in Cape Town as well, where people are now able to work from home remotely. Yes, it's not going to always be like that, but people are making decisions on where they live from the lifestyle that they're living. So why does that affect Cape Town? A lot of people living in Joburg, Durban. We saw a lot of unrest. You must have seen it in the media, unrest in the Durban over the last 2-3 weeks. A lot of people will always move to Cape Town. The big reasons for that, firstly, it's still a really well run, very little chaos with regarding to the city centers. Everything's well managed. They are affluent in the budgets. And there's not a lot of corruption. So it's DA run, very, very strong. I call Cape Town, and I'm biased. I must be biased because I am from Cape Town. I've grown up there. I live there. It is the Monaco of Africa, and it's always going to be. It's got the West Coast, it's got the East Coast, it's got the vineyard, it's got the CBD. A lot of times, a lot of people are moving out of Cape Town to go to Joburg because there were higher salaries. It is now becoming the opposite. Amazon's just moved the head office of the whole of Africa into Cape Town, into the River Club. there's a lot of other big tech companies moving into Cape Town because of a lifestyle and all those elements. So I'm going to unpack that a little bit later. Just to give you a little bit of understanding what's happened with the euro and the rand. In a year, the rand went from close to 20 rand to a euro. We were trading this morning at 17.33. So the rand has definitely strengthened. And the reason for that is politically, Ramaphosa, there was lots of speculation that Zuma would, come back, and all the people, the corrupt people like Ace Magashula, all those people have been kicked out of the ANC. And that has shown the world that Ramaphosa is the real deal. He's not going to be corrupt. He's already made billions. He doesn't need to make money. And I think that we have really hit the worst and we're on the way up. So the rand has strengthened for emerging third world continents and country. There's a lot of real scope, and that's really, I think the rand could still strengthen a little bit more, where we show the world that, listen, we're on top of corruption and we mean business. And the other very big important element is interest rates are the lowest it has been in 50 years in South Africa. So, apart from the interest rate in Europe and, between 1 and 2%, the interest rates have averaged between 14 and 16% in South Africa. We're now sitting at a 7% interest rate, which is the lowest it's been in 50 years. So it's been, even in COVID last year, in our new developments, we sold more developments off plan than ever before. And the reason for it is a lot of people that were renting couldn't afford to buy are now coming into the market. So certain regions are really the right place to be, which I'll unpack in a little bit further. So what is the capital growth? And if you take the whole of South Africa, we were averaging between 10 and 14% 3-4 years ago. The market has come down. So at the moment, your national growth is sitting just at around 3%. Western Cape is around 3.6%. So that's meaning capital growth, capital appreciation on your property. That's excluding yields. Yields are averaging between 5 and 7%. And that's realistic, that's consistent. Certain properties in the luxury market have taken a little bit of a knock because a lot of people haven't been able to Airbnb, there hasn't been tourism. So I'm really going to unpack to you today, where's the right place to invest? Are you looking for investment for a lifestyle? Or are you looking for investment for the best yields, best growth, low risk? If you want to sell it quickly, are you going to be able to sell it? Are you, you wouldn't be buying big pieces of farmland at the moment with the land expropriation bill that's trying to come into South Africa. So one of the biggest things is residential, commercial property, investment properties are safe and are always going to be safe because it's one of the biggest elements of the economy to unlock the previously disadvantaged people coming into the market. So this is just from an average capital growth. Western Cape, Cape Town itself, in certain regions, you can still get between 8 and 10% capital growth, which I'll show you a little bit further. This just shows you your average house price at the moment is sitting at around 1.3 million. So that's the average purchase price that is happening in the normal market. So you have to divide everything by 17, that will give you the euro mark. So still Cape Town and South Africa got a lot of value. If you look at the projects that we've got in Spain, Portugal, Switzerland, you're looking at anything from 300,000 euro up to 1 million. So you're getting a lot of value. And then you take your currency, there's still a lot of value in South Africa. Average loan, so traditionally in South Africa, an average buyer that buys normally will take 90% loan from the bank and they'll put down 10%. And if you look at your first-time home buyers, it's a big portion of the current market, which I'm going to show you. That's where the real market is and the real yields and capital growth is. The approval rate is what the bank's ratio is on approval. So 81% of all the bonds that the banks give are approved. So it's showing that the banks are still lending. And we have sold a lot of property, a lot of Swiss, German, Italian, Spanish, American. And a lot of the questions I always say, Tony, what is your thoughts with regarding to, yes, I don't have a crystal ball, but if you understand the data, if you understand the science of what is renting, where the demand is, where the risk is. If the banks are still lending and 81% they're approving, then you know that the market is still strong, and there's still a lot of opportunity into the market. If you look at the amount, and a lot of people say, Tony, what are the markets where I should invest? And like I said, I'm going to take away, if you're wanting to buy a property for lifestyle, that you want to live in Cape Town 6 months and live in Europe for 6 months. Normally, our European clients normally live for 3 months or 4 months, and then the balance of the time they want to rent it out, which we manage for our clients. So it gives you an indication. This graph right here, right now, just shows that in 2017, 2018, 2019, we had a really, our property market has been stable. 2020, the market did dip in the luxury market because we couldn't get foreigners, we couldn't get our tourists in. So the local market was really the market that did really well. And I'm going to unpack that for you a little bit further. National sales price. So this is a very interesting stat, is that basically over the last 2 years, 80% of the market has been under 1.5 million. So everything under 1.5, from 400,000 Rand to 1.5 million, has been 80% of the market. Only 5% of the properties that have registered in the last 24 months have been over 3 million Rand. So if you are looking as an investment in Cape Town, and you're going pure investment, not emotional, not lifestyle, my recommendation would be to stay under the 3.5 million price bracket. The reason for that is if you take levies, you take management, and in the rental market, because so many people are buying property because the interest rates are the lowest it has been in 50 years, the rental market is under pressure. So the higher your purchase price, your rental and your yield is going to be a bit lower. So my recommendation to all our clients is to be looking between 1.5 and 3 million. Is really the right price to be at. Anything under 1 million, you're going to rent it quickly. If you want to sell it quickly down the line, there's always a bigger market. Luxury market, if you're wanting to move to Cape Town, you want it as a lifestyle destination, then anything from 4 million to 50 million Rand, you're going to get the best value than anything in Europe. You're going to get villas, you're going to be beachfront, you're going to have beautiful views. So it's two different discussions. But today I really want to act that you're looking as Cape Town as a lifestyle, investment, and a lifestyle. So that's the sort of price brackets. Around 3 million would be the safe sort of environment to be in. So from the beachfront, the coastal routes has been really attractive. With COVID, I can tell you now, people are making decisions differently. Before, there was a big trend that everyone wanted to be city center, close to work, even with young families. Now, people with COVID being working from more remotely, and I think this is not going away, and this is not just a Cape Town thing. I'm seeing this in Switzerland. I'm seeing this in Portugal and Spain. A lot of people that can work remotely, and now the big corporates are understanding that we can work remotely, is that you are going to make decisions on where you live, that you can have a small office, that you can work remotely, you can have a better lifestyle, you want to have more outdoors, you want to either be on the coastlines, you want to be in nature, and you don't want to be around a lot of people. And this, in this graph right here, can just shows you what's happened in coastal properties. And that's a lot of people living inland in the cities. Rather say, listen, you know what? If I'm going to be stuck in another third wave or fourth wave or something that comes down, I want to have a good lifestyle. I want to be close to the coastline and be able to be active. So you can see the big spike in coastal properties in Cape Town. You've got the West Coast, East Coast, you've got the winelands, and I'll unpack that a little bit further. If you look at what's happened in the property market in South Africa, the history, the market has only increased. You can take me back when the interest rates were really high. Because you've got a population growth, you've got a big merging market from people from townships are now earning money. They're able to get 100% bond, and their bond, they're getting a subsidy from the government. So a lot more people are coming to the market. So if you look at this graph, so let's just say from 2011, average house price was 1,020,000. If you take the whole average going up to 1.5, there's been an average of between 5 and 10% capital growth every single year consistently. So depending on certain markets, that's taking the luxury market where got a little bit of hiding, taking the lower markets. On average, the property market in South Africa has always done well. And if you get the right data, you get all the information. And that's what I'm here to do with Marco and Bernd, is to give all the information, give you all the advice, and you make an informed decision from that. And that's how we've grown our business. The beautiful city of Cape Town, at lit at night. And it really unpacks to me now is like, Tony, in Cape Town, where should I invest? And if you look at the peninsula of Cape Town, what is really seen a big trend. I come from Bloemfontein, the western, if you look at the west coast, I call it, Bloemfontein has had one of the biggest growths in South Africa because it had enough available land to develop affordable by giving a very good value. So Bloemfontein and the surrounding areas, you can get anything from a little bit further away from the beach, from 50,000, 40,000 euro. You can get a 8-9% net yield. You can get around a 10% capital growth. So if you're saying, Tony, I want something that I can buy off plan, it's going to do well, it's going to look after itself, don't want any headaches, Bloemfontein is going to give you the best value for money. So that's a very good hotspot. If you're looking lifestyle, you want to be a villa, you want to be Atlantic Seaboard, Sea Point, close to the waterfront, Camps Bay. Those are still very, very good areas. There are some very good buys to have because a lot of people are bought in Camps Bay and Atlantic Seaboard, because of tourism taking a little bit of a knock, you can pick up something at a really, really good value. So there is a good place if you're wanting as a lifestyle. Then it's also depending, a lot of our German and Swiss and European clients, they either want to be close to the ocean or they want to be in the vineyard. So Stellenbosch, Franschhoek, very, very good. Somerset West, very good areas. If you don't want to be by the beach, it's still 30 minutes, 20 minutes by car. You don't mind driving and you want to be in the vineyard. Stellenbosch has really done really well from the central side, Somerset West. And those are the real hotspots, which I can highly recommend. We've got properties all over Cape Town. We've got over 400 properties on our books that we can show. So it's really just understanding what you're looking for. Why are you wanting to buy? Is it investment? Is it lifestyle? Is it lifestyle and investment? We've got something for everyone. So, those are the sort of areas that I would look at. If you look at central Cape Town, if you want to be in the hub, yes, from a lifestyle, absolutely. From an investment point of view, because a lot of people who are living in Cape Town now don't have to because of the commuting. Cape Town is going to take another probably 12 months to really iron itself out because a lot of the businesses, the restaurants, the bars have taken major strain. And I'm here to really be transparent and say, give you all the information that I wouldn't be buying right now in the center of Cape Town. For investment, for lifestyle, absolutely. If you get the property at the right price, then it will be a good investment. So it's all depending where and what sort of price bracket that you're looking at. If you look at what sort of prices and values you can get, basically, literally anything from 40,000, 41,000 euro. You can get a 2-bedroom apartment, 1 bathroom, 56 square meters, pure investment in a new development. Komiki Estate, really another nice one, 49,000 euro. And then if you're wanting more penthouses, more luxury, if you want to be close to the beachfront, we've got some really nice developments. And I still believe that from an investment point of view, new developments, like I said, we only deal with people with track record. We only deal with the best developers in Cape Town, in South Africa. Buying off plan is still very, very, probably the best opportunity for our clients. And the reason for that is you're buying the property now. It's going to take 12 months. Some of our properties are under construction at the moment. It's going to take a couple of months to build. By the time it's finished, you already got capital growth. As non-South African citizens, you can get a 50% mortgage. As a non-South African, you can get 50%. So you put 50% down, your 50% bond will be covered by the bond, and it will look after itself. We do manage all our clients' properties, so we make sure that the right tenant comes in. We make sure that they can afford it. We check where they work. We check their bank accounts. We manage it. Every 3 months, we do an inspection. So everything from our clients offshore, we make sure it's a turnkey sort of opportunity. And I just wanted to play 3 little quick videos and give you an idea on what sort of value, what sort of quality, just understanding maybe you haven't seen property in Cape Town, what are you getting? So this is a hotel in Cape Town, so it's service, so this is very good for our European clients, very modern.
Welcome to our latest ROE listing at the Onyx on the 8th floor, just a short walk away from the V&A waterfront. Come on in.
And then there's another one of ours in Bloberg, because this is a new project that we launched a few weeks ago. Funny enough, one of our clients who's developing is one of the biggest developers in Belgium, and he's developing a lot in Stellenbosch. And he said to me, I asked these questions to all my clients: why did you choose Cape Town? Why did you choose South Africa? And he's got a mega business in Belgium. He said, listen, Tony, it's very simple. I see that there's growth and there's opportunity in South Africa. In South Africa, I only want to be in Cape Town. In Cape Town, I'm looking at Bloberg Strand. And this is a billionaire, one of the biggest developers. He's chosen Bloberg Strand and Stellenbosch as his areas. He's also developed in Camps Bay and he's developing in Constantia. Reason for it, he said, Tony, there's growth in Cape Town. I see there's massive opportunity. Yes, we do have problems. Yes, we've had a little bit of instability, but in the long term, you cannot get these type of returns in Europe. Europe is very difficult to get high returns, and I trust. And this is a development that he's doing in Bloberg Strand. So that just gives you a view of a development that we're doing on that side. And, just a couple of other elements, Longabon, Bloberg Strand is another one, literally one road from the beach. It's a villa. You're looking at 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, 400 square meters, views of Table Mountain, views of the ocean, Robben Island, Table Mountain. You're looking at 14 million rand, which is, still close to 800,000 euro. If you look at any decent property in Europe, villas wise, you're looking at anything from, 700 to 1 million to 2 million. If you're going to get this sort of thing, would cost you probably 2-3 million euros. So in Stellenbosch, we've got some really amazing properties in secure estates. One of the biggest themes in South Africa and in Cape Town is being in a security environment. Making sure that you've got lifestyle, you're either in the vineyards, in the golf courses. It's what everyone is looking after. So if you're looking for something in the vineyard, if you're looking for something on a golf course, if you're looking at something close to the beachfront, security, just making sure if you're not here, you want to feel secure. And also, it is a very big important thing for tenants as well. On the West Coast in Longabon, you're getting really, really good value for money. This is a development we're doing in Constantia, 400 square meter villas, completely open plan, state-of-the-art finishes, the most amazing architecture, trendy and latest elements. So you can see what we're dealing with and what you're looking for, but it's all depending what you want, what lifestyle. Are you going lifestyle, investment, and what your expectations are. We've really got something for everyone. This is a new town that we're developing in Stellenbosch called Devon Bosch. It will be the pinnacle development of the Stellenbosch area. It's creating a new town with a high street, shopping, office, live, work, play, that you don't have to leave your neighborhood to get stuck in traffic. And this is one of the biggest things that I'm seeing all over the world, is that people want to spend more time with their families. They want to spend more time being healthy, lifestyle, that don't want to be stuck for 2 hours every day of their life. And people rather change their lifestyle in a property environment that can cater that. So this is going to be a trend globally that's happening, and we are seeing that in Cape Town in South Africa. I hope you enjoyed the information. I'm going to open up the floor to questions. Like I said, I'm going to leave it up to Marco and Bernd. There's a lucky draw on today. You guys have taken the time on a Saturday to listen to what I've said with regarding to the data and information in Cape Town. And we're giving 2 nights the Radisson Blue Andermatt Swiss Alps for 2 people, including breakfast. So I'm going to hand over to Marco. I hope you enjoyed the content and the information. Just to give you the input, we have got all the latest data system. One of the biggest elements we have in South Africa, we're one of the first cloud-based estate agencies in South Africa. Every year for the last 20 years, we've been going to the States, and we've worked with the biggest tech companies in Canada. And 10 years ago, my brother and I, my dad had a triple bypass. He survived it. He's 80 now. He's very healthy. And we said that we need to change the way that we do business. And 10 years ago, my brother and I, from 10 agents, said, we're going to create the first cloud-based estate agency. Why do we need to have a physical office in every area? Why do we have to have all these expenses? And we've got one head office in Cape Town, and all our agents work remotely in our virtual office. And that means that our agents can do what they love, and that is servicing our clients and dealing with clients. We do all the admin, all the back office, and this is where we are. If it wasn't for this, our business has thrived in a COVID situation. All our developments have done really, really well, because we've been able to manage in a COVID situation where people don't go to the office. And we've been working like this for 10 years. So we've seen the trends. And that's from an attorney's perspective, that's from construction section. I see there was quite a few people late in the waiting room. I apologize, but I'm going to open up to Marco to open the floor for questions.
Yes, please. So I think what we're going to do now, we're going to, like we promised, stop the recording, right? Because